The day I graduated college in 2005, I decided to start a rental company. It took a few years until it became successful enough to be my full-time job, but now it's all I do. My hope is to help you by sharing my knowledge.
Someone left a comment saying that her and her husband were starting a rental company, and she was just thanking me for making these videos. But I started talking to her, and she and her husband live in California, which I think is awesome, because here in New York, I only got a 7-month rental season, 6 or 7 months, from about anywhere beginning in April to middle to end of October. So I gotta make as much money as I can for those 7 months so I can pay all my bills, do everything, and then save money for when I'm not doing as much. I mean, in the winter, we're still doing a bit, but it's not anywhere near like the summer. So Maria lives in California, so she has a full year rental season, which is amazing. So anywhere where there's like not a lot of rain, where you have great weather all the time, I wish I was in an area like that, because there are so many more opportunities. You don't necessarily have to set up tents all the time. You can do open air events, which I think is awesome. You can have a tent on backup, where they pay a 50% deposit, and if they don't need the tent, if they just do their open air event, then you make money for not putting up a tent. I do see open air events as having their own kind of difficulties. Like, what if it rains the night before and all your stuff is out there and it just gets wet? Or if it's gonna rain the day after and no one's picked anything up and you go back to get your stuff and it's all wet or ruined. But I guess, I'm not from out there. I don't know how often it rains, but from what I see and what I read, it doesn't seem like that much. So it'd be only a few times that situation will pop up. But I think if you were in a climate like that where it didn't rain that much, you would be making so much money from doing lights all the time. Just go watch my other video about making lights, and you could just make tons of lights. You could make each section 30 feet long and ends with a male plug, so you can keep stringing more and more together, because you can go from house to trees and house to pavilion, and set up your own poles, and you can do amazing lighting things. So check out some of these. I pulled these from online. These are examples of outdoor weddings. They're basically doing everything that I would do in a tent, but just in the open air. Lots of lighting. Each one of these events, because they don't have a tent to put lights up in, you're gonna need lots of lighting. So I think you'll be making tons of money by just doing lighting. The benefit of this is you make a higher profit margin than having to put up the tent. The tent takes a long time, but doing lights and just dropping off tables and chairs, that's quick, and you'll be making a much higher profit than like me if I need to put up the whole tent first. And I think you'll be doing so much money in lights that it'll be crazy. So watch my other video about making lights. I think you should make 30-foot strands, end in a female plug, so that you can keep putting them together, so that you don't need to end it and then like cut it or anything. I also think that you'll be renting out a lot of patio heaters, because it does get a little cooler at night, and you'll probably be renting out 10, 15 patio heaters at each event. And then we've done this a few times. We have rented out umbrellas in an open air event. It didn't rain that day, so they didn't need a tent. But the umbrellas were nice for people to kind of hang out under, get some shade. And then this one is my favorite. It's an entire outdoor event, but around the dance floor they have a pipe and drape kind of structure with a nice drapery, and then there's lights up in there. I think this could be done all the time in warm climates. I think you'd be making a killing if you live in a warm climate. So like I said, check out my video about making lights, because I feel if you're out in a warm climate where it barely rains, you're gonna be doing lots of lights. And you don't wanna be cutting lights every time you're on site. So I think if you make each strand 30 foot long so that they can tie in together, then on site you can basically do whatever you need to do. And if one of them ends and you have 10 foot left, you can just take out the bulbs and roll up the end. So then you're not spending lots of time doing lighting, you just have everything set. I think it's a big opportunity to be out in a warm climate and have full year rentals. I think you'll be doing lots in lights, umbrellas, and patio heaters, and other things that I just haven't thought of because it's not where I'm from. But I'm going to leave a link in the description for the how to make your own lights. And when you do make your own lights, make sure you spend the extra bit of money to buy those plastic LED bulb ones, because I imagine you're going to be setting up a lot of lights over hard surfaces and patios and things, and you don't want to be dealing with them breaking all the time. So it's going to be a little bit extra money, but you're going to be saving money in the long run because you're not going to be messing with it and replacing light bulbs all the time. Let me know what you think. Let me know other ideas. If you're from one of those areas where you have a full year rental, let me know some of those other things that you rent out that I'm missing, that I can't do up in here because I got snow outside. You can't see it, but I got snow outside, so it sucks. Thanks.